welcome back to SENDit.Brainsatwork, the podcast where neurodivergent chaos meets workplace reality and somehow we make it useful. And today, the sun is out, we're coming to the end of El Nino, at the middle, I don't even know what's
going on. You keep on saying El Nino, but I don't, is that what it's called?
That's what it's called, it's massive heat wave, which is called the boy in Spanish, so I'm a bit like, we've got the boy. Boy. Okay. But which means in the UK we have collectively lost our minds because, like you've just been saying, we're feeling a bit hot, a bit sweaty,
a bit bothered.
And the heat in England is nothing like the heat in any other country. It's odd. I've just come back from Fuerteventura. We've been saying this. The heat's kind of manageable there, but here
it's just different, isn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously everybody loses their mind a little bit. We've got the World Cup as well in the middle of it. Let's not forget about that.
Yes, we absolutely have.
Everybody is enjoying, well, maybe not everybody, but the beer garden is calling.
I mean, the beer garden's calling whether you like or dislike football, doesn't it, realistically?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you're neurodivergent.
Exactly. And all of our neurodivergent brains, we go a little bit feral. I know I'm eating a bit weirdly, probably drinking a little bit more. I'm forgetting to drink my water. And heat waves and that summer, it turns our regulation systems a little bit into scrambled eggs, let's be fair.
Yeah, do you feel like you're one of those Madame Tussauds wax models, just melting into everything?
Oh, that is me completely right now. Melting.
Oh, crikey. So today we're talking about neurodiversity and kind of what goes with it. So the overeating, alcohol, drugs, mental health, heat waves, and why summer turns our regulation into real issues.
Yeah, exactly. So before we get into this episode, I haven't even said this to you, but your fails and your wins this week. Go on.
Oh, do you know what? I had a really good fail, and it was a win, and I've forgotten what it was.
That's pure neurodivergent.
I remember thinking about it at the time it was happening, and it's totally left me.
Yeah.
One of my fail wins.
Yeah.
Is going to be good. We've just literally been discussing this earlier. Is I am trying to get emotional support kittens. My husband is not a cat person at all. The dog we lost in September, and I'm like, do I ask him? Don't I ask him? I feel it's going to be a fail, but I'm going to just rock up with kittens. I'm just going to turn up and be like, surprise!
Yeah. Absolutely. And, well, as you've said, you've been on holiday for a week as well. Surely that's a win because it was a childless holiday as well.
Do you know what? It was an absolute win. I've never been so bored in my life.
Oh, really?
This was my first holiday away from my kids. I've never left them for, say, more than 1 or 2 days for like a wedding. And we were really lucky where people were like, well, I'll watch them. And we had a full week. Oh, honestly, after day 2, I was like, so what do we do? Because obviously it's not really appropriate. I know we're all inclusive, but I shouldn't really be drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. I should have sun. But then what if it's just going to carry on all day and I'm going to make myself sick? Like, my full brain went into overdrive. So I did a lot of Googling. We were looking at, I wanted to travel, so we were in Fuerteventura. There's a little island called La Lobos or something, which I Googled is something about wolves. Lobos means wolves. Which you can go to, and then you can climb volcanoes and stargaze, you can ride camels. Did I leave my sunbed?
No, I'm assuming not.
Not once. Yeah. Not once. I didn't do any of the nice fun things I planned.
Did you take any books or anything like that?
I did, and what was nice, the hotel had a bookshelf.
Nice.
Which I could swap in and out of, but generally I just had my audiobook on, just chilling. And I did upgrade to adults only as well, so I didn't end up chatting to people who had kids and then looking after their kids and playing dolphins in the pool.
So my win this week, my girls, I was saying this to you earlier, my girls have turned 14, so I've got twins, I know. So that was Monday, and so their special interest is wrestling and WWE. At the minute, one of them has decided she wants to become a professional WWE wrestler. The other one wants to be a referee, which I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought about that, but that's our special interest at the minute in our house. So their birthday present is I've managed to get them tickets to the wrestling on Sunday at Birmingham. So by the time this goes out, we will have been there and we'll be back home and hopefully they will have had the best day. So my win is that I organised all of that and I'm rubbish at keeping secrets despite it. And so I managed to keep that in despite the fact They have been nagging me since they found it was out. It was a European tour. They've been nagging and wanting to go, and I've been
so
knowing
good.
that we've had the tickets the whole time.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
That is my win, that I managed to keep it a secret.
You're going to be like Mum of the Year after this.
Well, hopefully. And my fail this week, I think it's just the usual doom piles, if I'm honest. I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm living in doom pile hell at the minute. So I need to sort my life out and get them sorted. But in all honesty, I just don't. It's not going to happen this weekend, let's be fair.
No, I suppose,
I don't have the motivation, but I do feel like when I'm sitting at my desk, I'm just, surrounded at the minute.
It's
so
hard, especially when the weather's nice. You don't want to be in, you want to be out. But I think doing piles is still a win because you're actually...
I know where everything is.
Yeah, you're progressing things to piles, so it's not just a disaster like my children's bedroom is. But I suppose that kind of links to my fail, which is going to be my win.
Right.
Because obviously we've just come in, haven't we? Come back off holiday, there's washing all over, everything needs to be done.
Yeah.
I keep whinging to you about the state of my house and trying to get it done. So I literally went into blitzing mode and I've got everything sorted. I'm going to be painting all weekend. I've told my partner that I want the radiators off, I want this. You've just seen me talking to my friend's dad, who's going to get me some ladders so I can strip the ceiling on my stairs. And is it going to get done? Probably not.
You've got some brilliant ideas.
Am I going to start as much as possible? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see next week then if it's my fail became a win or if my fail became an ultra fail.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So that's our wins and fails for this week then. So...
And ambitions.
And yeah, do you know what? I like that. And a little bit of ambition in there and a goal.
Yeah.
So we wanted to kind of look at that link between drinking, overeating, that impact that weather, that really nice weather can have on those negative sides of things and mental health and all of those types of things. When we're looking at overeating, let's call it the neurodiverse summer edition, there's a real relationship, I think, between food and eating in summer, and it's all a bit of a journey, isn't it? Sometimes there are some people that forget to eat.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's a hard one, isn't it? Because you can become so hot that you're like, oh, I'm not eating. And also in the summer it's supposed to be, ooh, we're going to have picky bits.
Oh, I love
picky bits. But actually my picky bits end up being like a nice Marxie's quiche, then some dip, then some...
That's exactly what
And it's not healthy picky bits.
No, exactly.
It's the unhealthy picky bits. And especially with some of them that they're doing at the minute, like a nice Caesar dip. Ooh.
Is there a Caesar dip?
It's delicious with little bits of bacon on the top.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my picky bits become so unhealthy. Yeah. Or I'm like, oh, a charcuterie board.
I think there's a charcuterie board. I've just realised what you've said.
That's what it is, isn't it?
I know it is, yeah.
Your cheese and meats board.
Yeah, I like that. Anyway, when quite often... And we're obviously talking about the opposite, but quite often neurodiverse people, they might struggle to notice when they've not eaten, for example.
Yeah.
So they can go all day, really hyper focus on something, and I think you've spoken about that before as well in past episodes. And you can just become that hyper focused, you forget to eat, and then all of a sudden it gets to 6 o'clock.
Yes.
And you realise that you're starving. And I know for me, I will inhale anything that I can find to get me over that kind of, the fact that I've realised I'm not hungry. Yeah. I'm not hungry, I've not eaten.
You eat so fast that your body doesn't have time to let it settle.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, because I do it, I'll sometimes get to 3:30 school run, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to eat.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, you just rush it and your body isn't actually acknowledging what you're doing until afterwards, and you're like, oh, I've just wasted all my calories eating like 17 packets of cookies.
But it's also, and you said this earlier, you eat that fast as well. You don't recognise that you've eaten.
Yeah.
So then you carry on eating more because you want to then enjoy the food that you're eating. Well, I know that's what I do, but.
Yeah, and you probably want to pick the best choices, because if I've got nothing there, like a pre-made salad, it's straight into the pantry. Right, I'll get some crisps, I'll get some cookies, something I can eat on the go.
Exactly, and then all of those like carbs, those sugar that sugar that you're getting, the cold drinks, it brings a bit of a dopamine effect, doesn't it? As well, you get a bit of an immediate boost because you've eaten all of that thing, and then the shame spiral hits.
Oh God,
and
you
the
feel
embarrassment.
so bad for it, don't you? But I suppose it's not you being bad. It's just you're misreading the signals because your brain's kind of juggling the heat and the busyness and the different sensory overload and your social pressures.
Yeah.
That you just forget about things, and then you do it, and you're like, oh, why did I do that? I feel awful.
Exactly. And then alcohol. For me, and this is why we kind of picked up on this, I was like, the sun is shining, the sun comes out, we all think we're on that bit of like Love Island episode, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. But it's your neurodiversity brain is using alcohol for the same reason that you use food. It's that regulation. For me as well, if I'm in a social situation that I feel uncomfortable with, I know I'll reach for alcohol at that point because I feel a lot more, I don't know, calmer, and you kind of lose a little bit of yourself, don't you, with the term I'm trying to use, you lose that kind of social anxiety.
Yeah, you do.
With it.
You don't have to mask as much, do you? You can kind of pick on yourself, which makes it a little bit worse sometimes. But I feel especially in the summer, it's like crisps at 10, Pims at 2. It's the struggle trying to figure out what's going to be when. But I think it also kind of lowers your, I don't know what the word is, interoception.
Yeah.
Because then you don't realise, I especially don't realise how drunk I'm getting.
Exactly.
And obviously becoming dehydrated, I obviously become 10 times louder, 10 times mouthier.
Yeah, exactly. And the more alcohol you drink, the more dehydrated you become as well, obviously. But for me, I don't recognise that I'm dehydrated because I'll just reach for another alcoholic drink.
Yeah, and you just keep going with it, don't you? Going with it. And then obviously I think it kind of slips when someone will make a comment and then you'll get kind of the shame back. Yeah. And then obviously you have that next day anxiety, don't you? Thinking, what did I say? God, what did I do? And then it makes it worse because you've let your mask slip.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to do it again, but you do it again, and it becomes like this repetitive cycle.
Yeah, it does. And when we were doing our research into kind of the drug side of things, and that is more research, but the drug side of things can bring in that same kind of pattern. So cannabis, for example, it can have that sensory softening element, but then there are also stimulants for energy, and it can help with regulation as well.
Yeah.
So, and that's why quite sometimes you'll see that link between alcohol. I've got data from Harley Street ADHD, NeuroBetter, and Psychology Today. So these are where I've got my data from. So I'll read them out for you. Adults with ADHD are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop a substance disorder. Up to a quarter of people in addiction treatment also have ADHD, but most of that isn't diagnosed yet. Found autistic adults are more than twice as likely to experience alcohol-related problems.
Right.
And what else did I find? Autistic people have over 4 times the rate of substance use disorder.
Right, there's a lot there, and you think this would be more widely spread because it is a huge problem. I did read, or I saw in a news programme, I'll find the link and share it, every freshwater shrimp tested within the UK has traces of cocaine in it.
Does it
That's
really?
how much cocaine is in our water systems. They were saying there's still...
How's it getting in the water system? That is disgusting.
It absolutely is.
You've just ruined my
my
Friday now.
There's apparently traces of cocaine in our drinking water.
Oh, you've proper ruined my weekend now.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all
so
right.
we're all druggies, that's probably why it's so high. But yeah, I'll find the links for that because obviously I can't just throw that accusation out there.
I was going to say, and just a disclaimer, we are not druggies. Do you know what, the vape side of things, that is probably one of the things that scares me the most with my kids, and because it's so readily available, regardless of what they do.
Oh yeah.
It's so readily available and so easy for them to get. It's terrifying. We're going off on a completely different podcast.
No, we are. We can come back to this one, definitely. But yeah, I agree. Cigarettes are now hidden behind a screen. Why aren't vapes? And they are literally everywhere. I was looking at the bins walking around, even though I'm in a village, they all have those vape stickers on.
Yeah, I know.
Like, people are just obviously putting them off, and now you have to charge them, don't you, rather than just the disposable ones. But I'm no. It's not for me.
No. Anyway, let's look at the science then. So we've got dopamine. So we already know, we've looked at this in episodes before. This is our our more please, our really happy chemical, that it is that neurotransmitter that drives our motivation, our reward, and from a real neurodiversity point of view, it's a sensation seeker, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So for many NDHD, dopamine differently, so they can be lower or they can be inconsistent, or it can be harder to access. So that is why quite often you find people are looking for dopamine hit. That's where your food comes in, your alcohol, your sugar, that novelty, and then your summer brain kind of goes, yes, that's exactly what I want more of that.
Oh, it does. And I find it's these nice fruity little drinks as well that are luring people in. Like it's in the sugar's giving that dopamine fix. Or when I'm eating something.
Like cider, fruity cider.
Yeah, and you'll have seen me do my food dance.
Yeah.
You know, when you get something really good. Like it's for some people, like my son, food is a staple that you just need to live. It's not enjoyable. But for me, I'm like, oh yeah, everything. And it does give you that huge hit. And that's probably why people are getting bigger, because you are eating more, you are drinking more. It's just amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So research shows that there's high sensation seeking directly linked to dopamine, the dopamine D2 receptor activity. So they're seeking higher sensation, seeking that they'll like pursue really intense sensory experiences.
Yes.
So when you're in that stress situation, your brain is looking for it even more, and you'll go into those habit loops as well. So that includes things like your overeating, as you were kind of saying, and the drinking side of things too.
Yeah, and they do say people with ADHD are thrill seekers. You know, that they don't have a lot of sense of danger, is what I have been reading. So people, I personally hate theme parks and rides and things like that, but there's a lot of people like the bungee jumping from the aeroplanes as well, parachuting. Apparently all this like your thrill seeking that comes with ADHD.
Quite often with neurodiverse brain, it's not about being indulgent, it's being dopamine driven. I know I can feel there's a real difference between dopamine driven and when I need food, if that makes sense. Last night, despite the fact I've been telling you I'm doing my slim fast and all of that type of stuff, I still ate like 6 cheese and onion rolls last night before I went to bed. I wasn't hungry. It was pure dopamine and I couldn't like stop it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I do think the more you're telling yourself, I can't have this,
it makes
doing this, it does make it a lot worse. Whereas if you just try to ignore it, I absolutely can't. I know as well, mine is food addiction. I can sit here and just think about it until I've eaten it, and then I'm like, oh, dopamine fix, I'm okay now.
Yeah, exactly. So we will move on and look at some different things that you can do to help you with that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's still a work in progress.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. And it's people often seek it through the sensory experience as well, don't they? Like regulating their emotions, nervous system, kind of grounding, cutting through the overwhelm, and obviously giving that predictable comfort. That's also ones that we don't think about, isn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely is. And with that sensory side of things, but when you're in that summer situation, you've got your bright lights.
Yeah.
And I'm sat here with my sunglasses. So we've got bright lights, we've got warmth. And again, we were both talking about actually we both struggle when we're too warm as well. And then you've got your cold drink. So you've got 2 completely different sides of those those effects, haven't you?
2 sides of the coin, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
They go together really, really well, because obviously you're too hot, you want to have a cold drink.
Exactly.
Then you want to be, it's also the time.
And all of these dopamine.
And your dopamine all merging together to make you a happy little person.
Exactly. And then you've got before we recorded this episode, we've gone for a walk out in the sun to give us a little bit of a boost and give us a bit more energy back.
Yeah.
But that means you're getting your better mood, you're getting more energy, but you might become a little bit more impulsive as well. I know I do. And my dopamine is always looking for rewards as well.
Yeah, it's always little reward. And my willpower is 0. If you were like, oh, let's get Palmer, I'll be like, okay then.
Exactly.
Or let's just go for a quick drink, or let's have a walk or something. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Exactly. You kind of move into, well, why not now?
Yeah.
and we move into those sides of things.
Or I'll start again tomorrow. I'll make better choices tomorrow.
Exactly. And you get back into that that loop. So we're looking for more food, we're looking for more drinks, we've got more socialising, and then all of that sensory stuff is like building up. So you end up with that, you're not in that lack of discipline. It's like you've got your neurodiversity mix, all of these different things going on in the environment. Of course it's going to get to that point. Then you've got your hidden saboteur. So, this is me all the time. So heat increases that cognitive overload. All of those different things are happening. You're becoming overwhelmed. You can't, your regulation isn't quite where it needs to be.
Yeah, and this is when it affects my decision-making skills.
Exactly. But I have zero patience as well. It completely goes, terrible. So then we're already working harder to regulate anyway. Adding a little bit of sunshine, all of those extra stimulants, heat added on top of that, it just adds an extra layer that we need to cope with.
Yeah, it does. Obviously, it's hard, like you say, it's harder to regulate. It's just not going to happen. That's when we start to forget things. We're forgetting to drink the water. We're forgetting to eat food. We're forgetting that we're going to get more overwhelmed a lot faster. Like, I purposefully leave my Stanley where I'm working because I know I will not make a drink if it's not there. You mean
your cup, your Stanley?
Yes, my huge cup comes with me everywhere because otherwise it's just not going to happen.
Really?
Yeah, I'll forget.
Get through it?
I get through about 2 a day if it's with me, but then if not, I can just go about and I'm like, oh, my head hurts, I feel rubbish, I feel dehydrated, because you just, like you say, you forget, everything just leaves your head, doesn't it?
I mean, I've put my water on your shelf and I haven't touched it at all.
You picked it up yet now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not being touched, it's not going to happen. And no. But it makes me feel better, the fact that I carry it around.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. But it's not, it's the overload then.
Yeah, exactly. So, I want to look at us reframing things then. It's looking at food, alcohol, or even drugs for those people that use them. They're often used for the same underlying reason, it's regulation.
Yeah.
So they can help with social anxiety, they can help with sensory overload or overwhelm, emotional intensity, boredom. That's a terrible one for me.
Yeah.
Masking fatigue, quite often I might use them to give me a little bit of a boost. Can help with stress, and it can also help with loneliness.
Yeah, and I think we also don't think about the social aspect of it as well. It's also the pressures that are put on people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what needs to be thought about, because alcohol obviously gives you that fast dopamine, but it reduces your inhibitions. Exactly. Food gives me that fast dopamine, but then I also get kind of a bit of a grounding with it, so it isn't
Exactly. So, looking at why it hits our neurodiverse brains harder then, we're wired differently as far as dopamine goes. We're seeking for reward, we're looking for more stimulation and impulse, but what that means then is it's just harder for us to pace ourselves as well.
Yeah.
So,
because it's harder, isn't it, for a neurodiverse brain? They say that it's harder for them to keep that dopamine, trying to chase it, because it's a higher spike, but it's harder to create it, so they're always chasing it.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's look at a bit of a toolkit then to help us.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we can do are look at regulation first. Okay, so when we're in that little bit we're in the heat.
Yeah.
We're looking for something, a bit of a dopamine fix. I think it's worth kind of just taking a couple of minutes to sit and work out what is it that we need. Am I thirsty? Is it that I'm overstimulated? Am I masking too much?
Yeah.
Am I tired, or am I actually hungry? Which bit do we need to actually look at?
Yeah, you need to take the time out, really concentrate on it, identify it, pinpoint it as much as you can. Or sometimes I have to sit there and I do ask myself all this and I go, am I actually just being greedy?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still probably going to eat the cookie, but at least I'm identifying
You've labelled it.
Yeah.
Then you can look at, when you've identified what it is, you can look at potential swaps. So rather than looking for food or alcohol, do you need like cold water, using cold water on your wrists or to cool you down on key like points in your body?
Yeah.
That is something that really helps with that dopamine fix. Music, doing a little bit of a silly dance instead, or finding some sort of sensory toy.
Yeah.
That can be really helpful.
It's not even a sensory toy. I will sit and click my pen all day long to the point where I actually break the clickers on my pens. It's just something
to do.
Yeah, to give your hands something to do.
Yeah. I find that I play with my phone. I'm not on my phone. I'm moving the screen up and down. That's it.
Do you?
Yeah. I'm not looking at it or anything, but that walk. We've just done that. Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Cold shower blast could help as well. Another thing, because obviously we're not saying don't drink, we're not saying don't eat, we're not saying don't socialise, but you can look at how you can summer-proof your environment.
Absolutely. One of them I'm actually quite into is the non-alcoholic gins. Because I'm not a lager drinker, and when I was pregnant I was like, oh, I might get some non-alcoholic gin. Can't really tell the difference, but you still have a good time with your friends.
Yeah.
So you're not getting drunk, you're not losing inhibitions, the drink still tastes pretty much exactly the same. You know what I mean? Because nobody really likes tonic, do they? We just drink
Awful.
it. But it's still the same kind of, and I think that helps. I don't know, like if 0% lager's the same.
Well, I have particular brands that I like. So I like a particular non-alcoholic lager and a non-alcoholic Guinness. Actually, it's quite nice. That's quite refreshing. Yeah, there you go.
My face says no.
I know I did. But you could do things like that. Take your own snacks. Take things that you know aren't gonna be as, I don't know, unhealthy perhaps. Take some healthy snacks.
Yeah, but don't go too boring.
Exactly.
You know, if you've packed your carrot sticks and your celery sticks.
It's not the same as packet crisps.
No, pick something that's kind of in between, so you know you're not going to be like, let's get a takeaway on the way home.
Yeah.
Actually, let's have these, and that'll probably tide me over.
Yeah. Hydrate before you dehydrate.
Electrolytes all the way.
Exactly what I was just thinking. If you're able to, get into the habit of like having your drink of water as well. That helps. I know somebody who is very strict with that with themselves. I am not. That's not me.
Mm-hmm.
I've got here, have a leave early plan. I do tend to do that if I'm completely honest, but that's more because I get to the point that I have people too much, so I have to have a plan to be able to go.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
As opposed to, and I have it in my brain and I know what I need to do. I have very much a tipping point. If I don't leave at that planned end date, I won't. It gets to a point where I don't stop, can't.
I feel like I don't have that leave early plan. I'm always at the point of no return. If I have a couple of drinks, I'm out.
Yeah. And
that's probably the issue with it, because like you say, you just lose all those inhibitions, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Then you have for us, and we always say it, we have no judgment here.
Yeah.
So it's just being gentle with yourself. You recognise that you've done it, move on and find your toolkit, the tools that are going to help you.
Yeah.
And I am always one for saying it's about being compassionate to yourself. You've got to be kind. Would you say what you were saying to yourself to somebody else? You wouldn't. So don't be mean to yourself. Don't be bullying yourself about things.
Yeah, it's not that I need to drink less. I need to do this. It's thinking about it, but making the active choices as well. So I'm going to go out. Am I going to take 2 bottles of wine with me? No, I'm not. I'm just going to take 1. I'm not saying that I handle 2 bottles of wine. But in that sense, it's making sure you haven't got too much, so you can limit yourself, isn't it?
Exactly. Let's now bring it onto the workplace, okay?
Oof, yes.
You might have your after work drinks, barbecues or fun days, and you've got that added heat stress, the social pressure of things.
Because there is a lot of that as well as someone else's barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to go to these things without kind of the judgment for eating differently, or needing shade, or needing just to take a break. Some of the things that workplaces can do differently is make sure you've got non-alcoholic options there.
Yeah. Having the quiet spaces to help people. Because some people do get very overwhelmed.
Yeah. Have flexible breaks options, food. Don't police it, or don't make a point of saying something to somebody who may have brought their own stuff or want to do differently.
Or if someone's a bit too much of an overeater, they're just enjoying what everyone's bringing for potluck or something like that.
Exactly. But also don't make alcohol the centre of socialising as well.
Yeah, that's
I think that's really important. And also let people just opt out. Mm-hmm. They opt out and they don't label them as being antisocial, and just let them be.
Yeah, because some people it's like, oh, they're not coming again, but actually they might not be good in those social settings. Yes, they can talk to you at work, but no, they're not great in outside work. And actually, we don't have to speak to people and socialise with them outside work. We're not being paid. We might have families. We might not just want to be with people we work with. We might have other things that we need or want to be doing.
Yeah, exactly. So as we head into this heat wave, look, just take 3 tiny steps with you. There's your sensory steps, so put your cold water on your wrists before your social event.
Put the hands.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the emotional steps. So name exactly what you're needing before you eat or drink.
Yes.
Practical steps. So pick one easy snack that future you will thank you for.
Yeah, I mean, I always struggle with that one. My snack is actually probably fruit, like berries, because I'll always sit and happily eat a punnet of grapes or strawberries or something like that. It's easier than swaps.
Exactly. So, you're not broken, not weak, you're not bad at summer either, it's just your brain works differently, and that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, we'll see you next time for a little bit more chaos, more compassion and more SENDit. So thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to catching up week.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Podcast disclaimer. The views, thoughts and opinions expressed in this podcast belong solely to the hosts. We are not experts, specialists or professionals, and nothing we discuss should be taken as advice. Our conversations are based around our own experiences, ideas and perspectives. They are intended for general discussion and entertainment only. If you need guidance, support or advice, whether professional, personal, medical, legal, financial or otherwise, please seek help from a qualified professional. By listening to this podcast, you understand and agree that the hosts are not responsible for any actions you choose to take based on what you hear.